So you are asking about the measurement, the unit setup like meter, centimeter. Okay. So all those settings you will get over here. Customize. Here is an option over the menu. You can see over here the top menu, the topmost one. Yeah, here you will find out an option customize. Yes, you just have to left click, and over here you in the drop down you will see there is a option unit setup. Okay, you just have to click over here, and here a small palette will open. Here you will see matrix and US standard and customize and international option. Okay, so yeah, and the topmost is system unit setup. Right over here you can see the system, the grid. I cannot access because my small palette is open. Oh, the grid, and by default you will see the system unit setup. What is the by default? It's 1 unit 1.0 equal to 1 centimeter. 1 unit is described here with the help of grid. You can consider as 1 grid is in centimeter. Okay, so we will keep this as it is unless client tell us to change it. Okay, whenever you do any kind of project, I will tell you how to do. Okay, I will tell you how it is work, how it works. See what happened now. This is default value for the TDS max. This doesn't have to do anything with your feet or inches or display of anything of the size of the object. That we will going to change in another window. This window is default for the TDS max system. Okay, if client asks you to change the system unit setup, this is the system unit setup, then only you have to make the changes, otherwise leave it as it is. And about the display I will tell you how it work. Over there, here you can see the matrix display unit scale. Before we went to system unit, and below system unit there is display unit. By default we are checked with the US standard. We can change to matrix. Here it says display unit. Now this will be displaying over here over my right side. Okay, over for the so display unit will be displaying over here. Here right now it is saying centimeter. If you want in meter and kilometer you will get from here, but you have very limited option. If you want in feet or any other option, you have to go to US standard. Okay, it's divided into two part. US standard for maybe for international project, it's how it work, and matrix for domestic like for India and some other countries. The most common things are over here. Meter and centimeter and millimeters or and kilometers is only available. Yes, in India also we use that, but here it is divided like that. Maybe they have some different concept regarding that. So it's like meter, and second option you see US standard. So you have to work on feet, so you have to go to US standard, and here from drop down menu you will see the feet option is available over here. Can you see the computer screen? It's very small maybe for your computer screen, but in the recording you will see very clearly. It is mentioned here is fractional inches, decimal inches. Now fractional and decimal, let me tell you with the help of it. You understand this fractional and decimal? You understood, you already working on this. Fractional is 1/4 or 2/4, 1/2 is like that. Decimal is 1.1.25, 1.0. That I will give you example. Let me just compete with this because I cannot access other things. No, it's because the palette is open here. Let me explain this, then I will explain with the help of the measurement of the object. So here you will see fractional, decimal, and again fractional feet, decimal feet. Okay, so if you want in feet, you can either choose decimal or fractional, but mostly we go for decimal, like 1.5 feet, 1 feet 6 inches, like that. Okay, so let me select one thing, for example like decimal feet. I go with decimal feet and I click on OK. Let me show you once again. Again we have to go to customize and unit setup. Yes, and here in US standard, yes, here it is like feet. You have to select once. You have to select one. Either you want to work with inches or you want to work with feet. You cannot select both. Feet, okay. In feet also you have to select fractional feet or decimal feet. Go with decimal feet. Go with decimal feet. So I will show you. I will show you practically. Let me select this decimal feet. Okay. I will do. I will just select the decimal feet. I will click on the OK button. My object is selected. On my right side, this panel, I will go to Modify tab. See, using my computer, this mouse cursor. Now, just right side of this plus icon, there is a Modify tab. I will have to click on that to go the modify uh, this property of the my box. Here you will see now parameters. The length is in 1.658 feet. Can you see it? The width is showing here. The width is 7.662 feet. Okay, so now you see all the measurement. Now suppose it is my house, so I want to create a how the sorry, let's consider this as a wall. If my wall height is suppose 7 feet height, for example, so height, I will come here, I will type 7 and enter. You see 7.0 feet. You see over here height came to 7.0 feet. If you see if you want to this the length, this one is the thickness of the thickness. Here actually my object is little bit rotated, so here my thickness is the length. Thickness is the length. You want it to be like a 2 feet thick wall, then you have to just click on 2 and enter. You see now it is 2.0 feet. Am I clear? Okay, now whatever is your measurement, you can give here in just numbers. You have to just type number and just press enter. And suppose if some measurement comes and you have to give the measurement in centimeter or in inches, now what happened, you have already changed, customized your unit setup to feet. For example, let's consider that you have set your unit setup to this unit setup to feet, right? And suppose if some works come which says the measurement in centimeter, then you need not to go to customize and do the unit setup all the time. Okay, I will. Yeah, that I was going to tell you. Let me open a Word file for you because I have to type that. On the Word file, I am going to type what how we will give the measurement of this. Suppose if I have to give like 10 feet 9 inches, okay? 10 feet 9 inches. Is it visible to you? See how I wrote 10 feet 9 inches. You remember the a few class back also I told you how we write the feet and how we write the inches. Yes, same thing you have to do over here also. On max also you have to do the same thing. Like in height, right now it is 7 feet. So if I have to give like 10 feet and 9 inches, you see the height is increased to 10 feet 9 inches, which is 0.75 coming over here. because it is in decimal, that's why it is coming here like in 0.75, somewhat like that. One second. Let me try the fractional thing. Now in decimal it is coming. This is like if I give 10 feet 9 inches, it is not showing 9. It is showing 10.7 decimal. But it is 10 feet 9 inches only. It is showing. It is just displaying as a 10.7. Let me go to fractional feet. Right now we are in decimal feet. Okay. Let me take go to customize and unit setup and go here. From decimal feet I will change to fractional feet. Let me select this one, fractional, how it work. And if I tell this to go to 10 feet 9 inches, it is not displaying. Actually fractional work like 1/4 1/3 like that. Fractional inches, decimal inches. Okay, see on drop down the last two option over here is showing that feet with decimal inches and feet with fractional inches. I think we have to go with this, where you will get feet also and you will get the inches also, like 10 feet and 9 inches. Are you getting me? See, there are so many options. We don't usually go there because architectures usually they go in deep with this. So let me take the last option over here. You see over here it is showing 9 feet 12 inches. If I have to go to 10 feet and 9 inches, see now it is showing here 10 feet 9 inches. Will it? Yes, yes, yes. It is just about the option. Go to customize unit setup and US standard, the last one, feet with decimal inches. You will get feet also and you will get the inches value also over here with decimal inches, the last option. Yes, right, that's right. So I think we are clear over here. You got your solution. Okay, anything else you like to ask? Okay, so let me continue with the interface and the property of the objects. Okay, fine, Prinka. Okay, so here you have noticed that we are working on perspective view, and we are not working on top view, front view, or any other view. So to enlarge this perspective view so that it fill in entire my working area, you have to press Alt plus W. You aware about this Alt plus W? Hello? You have to press Alt plus W. No, no, no. Okay, because see, if you don't, if you see something new, then ask question. If you are already known things, because see, most of the people may have learned somewhere about 3ds Max. So if you already know something which I'm going to, explaining you, just tell me, okay, sir, I know this thing, I understand this thing, so that we can move. Okay, fine, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, that's completely fine. So for to activate and enlarge the viewport, I will just type here. I will just type here on this word so that you can just copy them. See, Alt plus W. Sorry, Alt plus W equal to um, enlarge the active viewport. Enlarge the active viewport. Yeah, that's it now. Active viewport. or you can write full screen shortcut. Okay, it's fine now. Okay. Okay, so practically we are going to do this Alt plus W. Here it is already full. It is toggle. Okay. Again, if I press Alt plus W, it will small my screen. Okay. So I am doing with the perspective. If I have to do with the top view, I have to move my cursor to top view and again Alt plus W. So you can see here my top view is now enlarged. It's full screen now. Again I will press Alt plus W. I will go back and to my default home screen. Now here I have 4 views all in small shapes. Okay, so if I enlarge the area like this, so just consider that I press Alt plus W. Okay, just so that I can see this in a full view, in a full screen. It's easy for me to work right now. Okay, it's good now. See, now I have to concentrate only on one view. I don't have to worry about other views. Okay, one thing more about the view, I just press Alt W to full view. Over the top left corner, you see over here it's a small plus sign, then perspective, then standard, and then default shading. This is also important. This help us in viewing the viewport. Okay, this all 3-4 option help you just to display on the viewport of your object, how object will look on your this viewport. From here you can change it. Okay, plus sign, just left click on plus sign, you will see restore, that is Alt W already given a restore, means go back to the natural default view. Activate, this will go later on because this is little bit advanced, so we will going to work on this later on. We will go with a plus sign. Just consider Alt W as of now. In future I am going to explain other things also. Active viewport, here you see perspective viewport is tick, that means it's showing that this is perspective viewport. Okay, let's go a little bit right side of the plus sign. Here you will see the perspective is showing that the viewport where I am working with the with this small wall or a small box, you can see this viewport is perspective viewport. So if I click on this perspective icon over here, you will see there is an option camera and light. On perspective on top left, you see my cursor. Yes, here is a word written perspective. You just have to give a left click. Now why we are going here and why we are left clicking, because if suppose you want to change the perspective view to any other view, front, back, camera, there's lots of option to view the object. If you want to view the object from different angle, from camera angle, from the light angle, from top view, you have to go to perspective over here. Okay, and you have to click on the perspective, and you can see the first option is camera and second is light. So right, camera and light. As of now I'm overgoing these options because camera and light we're going to cover in coming classes. Right now just with the basic interface we will go through. So first is perspective. After camera and light, you will get perspective, which is currently tick over here, that means it is the current view. Then orthographic, we'll tell you about orthographic what it is, but it is similar to perspective only. Just consider that the orthographic view is similar to perspective only. And there is top view, I already told you, is show you object from the top. Bottom view, you can see the bottom part of your object. Front will the object will be seen from the front view. Back, the back side of the object. Left and right as it is sent clearly okay with this. Okay, so here now you will see the perspective option. There is a P written over here. It is visible, no? That is the shortcut for your viewport. Every time you don't have to go to perspective and click the drop down menu and then select to move you or to change your active view. I will tell you what are the shortcut also, but if you don't know the shortcut or you forgot the software shortcut, then you can go to perspective and change from here. Clear? Okay, now below here are some more option: extended view, viewport clipping, save frames. That all we coming, that we will going to cover in coming this classes. That's for rendering purpose, for animation purpose. We are going to use those save frame and other things. As of now, just focus only on the this top view, front view, and perspective view. Okay, I'm moving a little bit further. After perspective, there is standard. Standard means the standard look of your object. See, see, I will just click over here. There is a high quality, there is standard, there is performance, there is light shadow, there is material. There is lots of option over here. Huh. Debug setting means, suppose if the object has any kind of texture on it or a material. I will tell you when we are going to cover the texture and material. Suppose if the object has the texture of wall or a wooden texture on it, so that texture will be visible on the viewport or not visible. Visible, then the quality of the texture should be high quality or low quality. All that you can change from here. Standard, by default it is standard, so it is like not very high quality and not very low quality of your object. Okay, because what happen now, if you go for high quality, then you have to have a good computer, otherwise your 3ds max could have hanged. Okay, it will work very slow because it will use the maximum power of your computer if you go for high quality. That's why it is by default it is saying standard quality, which is good for you to work around with your objects. And performance and DX mode, that all goes with your this object texture visibility, how your texture look over here. Light and shadow, again in your scene there is default light. Over here you can see some portion is more bright and other portion a little darker. Have you noticed over here? So there is a default light. So right now I will tell you that only that there is some default light over here and we can add other lights also. So how the light will interact with your object, here it is giving us an option, light and shadow. Okay, so by default we are getting here illuminate with default lights. That means 3ds Max is telling you that the object should get the default light only. If you add another light and you want to see those how those lights are interacting with your object, how the object is visible with your additional lights, then there is some different options over here regarding the lights. And material, again I told you there is option how the object look with the help of materials. Okay, so standard is all about visibility of your object with texture or without texture. Clear? Standard is for object visibility, the object over here, how it visible, like the shading. You can understand like the light, shade and material. I will just write it down for you. Okay, I will go with the first one. Let me write down all the four settings for you. From start with the plus sign. Okay. First we have seen the plus sign. This one we have seen plus sign. Now what this plus sign was, it will tell about the restore the viewport, active viewport. disable viewport. Okay, so it is saying about the restore viewport. Okay, that is alt plus W, alt plus W. And what we get option here, activate, deactivate. I will tell you the shortcut also. Viewport. Okay. That's it. As of now, let's consider this much only. Plus sign tell us about the restore, activate and deactivate. Okay, that is enough. For now it is enough you to remember. Okay, next we have perspective. uh, yes, perspective. Perspective, now what we going help it will what help we get from here. First of all, it tell which viewport we are in, which view we, it tells. No, no, wait. Camera light come in standard. Okay, that's coming in standard option. Perspective tells which view. No, camera will come in perspective only. Which angle we can say the angle, like front, back. It tell which angle view we are seeing the object. Obj is okay, no object. Ask. Ask. I will go on typing and you ask me whatever you doubt have. Okay, tell me about perspective. You clear with perspective or you have any doubt with the perspective option? A standard is for your, well, object visibility with the texture and lighting. With or without, let me write like with or without. Okay, next we have default shading standard we done. Default shading, DFAULT default shading. So till now it's clear with you? Plus sign, perspective, standard, and now we're going to study what is default shading. Okay, see, uh, right now you're seeing a complete this thing, solid shape of your object. You remember before we have seen on other viewports the wireframe shape also over here toward my left, you see over here. So this what default shading is telling us about. Okay, let me come to activate this view. And default setting tells that you want to see on solid shape or you want to see only the wireframe, the outline of the object. Over here bounding box, this one, see, unless I will not click it is difficult to visible. I will click, then it is gone highlighted like this. Okay, so now why this is so, why we use or where we can use like this kind of option. So what happened now, suppose there is one box over here right now in front of me. If I have to work with 10,000 boxes or a complete entire housing society where there is like 55 floors of like 4 5 buildings are there, every buildings have 55 floors or 10 floor or 20 floors. So your entire computer, this computer goes slows, the 3ds max is going really heavy. Okay, on those situation where you have to work on very heavy files, you have to go to bounding boxes to reduce the load on your computer. Are you getting me? Yes, because what happens now, if you go to default shading, it will calculate the light and shadow and the texture and the complete shape of your object. 3ds max will calculate everything. Okay, now if you go to default shading and click on the bounding box, that means you're telling computer to not to calculate the shape, just the outline, just the outline. Now you have reduced the workload of your 3ds max software. So now you can easily work on heavy files. Now in future you have to work with multiple storage buildings or multiplex or shopping malls and all. In those situation, it is recommended that once you're done with your this default shading, like you place object and you happy with the placement and other things, turn out the setting to bounding box to reduce the work pressure to your computer. Are you clear? I will just write it down for you. Flat color will show you, flat color will show the flat color without the shadow. You remember over here default setting shows you the shadow, light and shadow. Flat color will show you the flat color without any light and shadow. Okay, these are the different options which you are going to learn how you that will be helpful to you. Just right now I'm going through all the options that is available over here. Hidden lines, again it is an option where I don't know how why it is come black, but it will going to help you. Okay, and then clay model, it will look like mm, a like a clay, like a statue kind of model. To help you understand the more, what you say, the statues, if you see there's a lot of details on the statues. So if such kind of models you have to work with, it is advised that you go with a clay model to see the fine details of your object. Okay, and there are different styles we going to work on every one this. but there is no need of for you, we will never have to go to use every single option over here. It is like you will never get time to go through all single options. They are the most common use options that I already told are default shading, bounding box, clay, and flat color. These two three options you always going to use, but there are other options also which you can consider. You want to see, then you can just check it out. Are you clear with this, Priyanka? It look like it's a drawing, it's kind of pastel crystal drawing. So there are lots of graphics, you can get this kind of view also. Just to stylize your viewport, just to stylize your object, your scene, you can get this, which very rarely you are going to use this. Okay, for your knowledge, you can just go and click. It is just for the display. It doesn't have to do anything with your model or anything with your project. The final display will be little bit different. This will just the screenshot or the working display you will see over here. Okay, so we go to default. Yes, ask, tell me. Default setting is the physical view of your object, I can say. Physical view. The physical view. In viewport for working area. Your final view will be different. This is just for your working area, just to help you, just to reduce the pressure of your work on 3ds Max and on your computer. You can change your physical appearance of your object just for your working. Your final render output will be really different. Okay, this is just for working area. For example, I will give you example. Default view, default shading, solid, we can say solid view or wireframe. You see the small lines came, that is wireframe. Solid view, wireframe view, wireframe view. More example I can tell you, it's like flat color, clay view. Okay, flat color, flat color, mm, clay view. Okay, just go through quickly all that we have studied right now, and if you have any doubt, then just ask me. Anything, any point that you want me to clear a bit more? Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, right. Yes. Yes, of course, of course. Okay, I will tell you the shortcut also. I will tell you the shortcut. Every time you don't have to go to over here and click and get the option. This is default view. This like basic things, like you have to go click and get the option. But I will tell you the shortcut also. I will just write it down. Okay. For like solid view, solid view toggle, huh? Toggle, I will just give this oblique sign, a solid view and one second, huh? Wireframe view, f3, f3, one second, f uh, yes, f3 is for solid view oblique wireframe view. Okay, f4, f4, f4 is for what? Okay, f4 is for solid view, solid, solid view plus wireframe view. Wait. No, it's nothing like that. F3, F4. Is F4 so why F4 is for solid plus wireframe edges. So edges not, it's not like that. Mm, solid plus wireframe. No, see what happened now. I will tell you what is happening. Is difficult me to go and explain this thing, but I will show you practically how it work. Okay, I will just change the color of it because it's going to be red color. So I'm just little bit change the color to light color so that it is visible. Uh, See what is happening. I press F3. See, first go with F3. If I press F3, you get wireframe. Again, I press F3, you get a solid shape of your object. It is clear? Wireframe view. Yes, that is clear to you. So, after F3 in solid mode, you have to be in solid mode. Then, if you press F4, you see little line. Can you get visible this little line at the edges? No, it's, let me click over here. You see this white color lines all over the edges? White color line. Actually, let me zoom a bit. Let me zoom a bit. Okay. Yes, this white color line, na? If I not click the object, if I not select the object, it's difficult to view. But if when I click the object, you will see. Actually, right now we are working with the default color. Over here I'm changing the color with the help of the property toward my right side property option. So when we work on the actual texture or the material, this color, this edge line will be more prominent and you can see this very clearly. When we work with texture and material, you will see this line very clearly. But as of now, just consider that the edges, the outer, the boundary lines is visible with the help of F4. But you have to be on a solid mode. If you are in wireframe mode, it's difficult to visible because already wireframe is visible over here. What F4 is doing is showing the wireframe on top of your solid shape. See, F3 is just toggle. Either you get the wireframe or you get the solid shape. But F4 is adding wireframe on top of your solid shape. That's what I'm trying to write over here. Wireframe is adding this F4 is adding wireframe on top of your solid shape. Adding wireframe on top of solid shape of object. So the concept is clear to you? Okay, fine. So in coming classes now, when we have worked with the material, there you will see it's very clearly that how it's going to help you. The this F4, where you have pressed F4 to see the shape of the object, the lines of the object. Let me take another shape just to show the lines only. I will take a sphere with lots of lines. See, right now you see a solid shape, but the lines are not visible. If I press F3, you see the lines, the edges. You see the lines over here. Now if I press F4, you see the line more clearly. Now what F4 is doing, it is adding your wireframe on top of your solid object. Now it is more clear, right? You're not able to see the screen, the oh, 1 second. You can see. Again I will press F4. Just see this. It is only solid with no wire, this wireframe. If I press F4, it is adding wireframe on top of your solid shape. Okay. If I press F3, it is wireframe or it is solid shape. But it's F4 that is adding both. See, if I press only F3, it is wireframe or solid shape. If I use F4, it is wireframe plus solid shape. Again I press F3, now wireframe or wireframe with the solid shape. Little bit confusion, but confusing maybe it seems to, but if you practice once or twice, it will be very clear to you. Just create any object. You have 3ds Max installed, just go toward the right, create any object, sphere, cylinder, okay, and just press this F3 F4 option. Just click on F3. What is does F4, what is does. Okay, later on we will discuss how this going to help us, this lines, these edges, how it is going to help us with the modeling, or other things. Okay, right now you just have to understand F3, what does F3 does, what does F4 does.